This is the newsroom for Thursday, March 6, 2025. We're broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV NTN, and TARZEE TV in Bartica. In the headlines, inmates are continuing to engage in criminal activities while incarcerated, says the Home Affairs Minister.
The people, many of them in the prison, seem invested in criminal activity.
The 19-year-old mother in the Line Path hit and run has succumbed days after her baby and on the day her husband is released from hospital. President Ali urges Guyanese to embrace the spirit of Lent with faith and compassion. In tonight's feature, we tell you about the woman known as the Tire King in Georgetown. And in sport, Third Republic Bank Fight for Fun to provide platform for budding cricketers. And prolific sprinter Tianna Springer reveals secrets to success ahead of nationals. With the news, I'm Kurt Campbell. We're glad you can join us. First up, the challenge of crime remains ever present, particularly when it comes to transnational criminal activities. And as the nature of crime evolves, Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben said inmates are continuing to engage in criminal activities even while incarcerated.
The nature of crime has changed, and the result means that we have a large number of people. The profile of criminal activities and the crimes that they do are different, and the people, many of them in the prison, seem invested in criminal activities. I know that we have a 55 or more percent clear-up rates in respect of crimes. We're not catching all of them, but we're doing better than most places.
That was Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben. He was at the time addressing the opening ceremony of the Guyana Prison Service Senior Officers Conference, which was held at the Police Officers Mess Annex on Thursday. This year's conference, held under the theme Change in Mindsets and Culture for Corrections, highlighted the ongoing challenges facing the prison service, particularly in relation to transnational organized crime.
The Caribbean and Central America, Latin America, being beset as it is right now with issues of transnational organized crime, beyond the issues of what we perhaps would think are normal crimes, is indeed, if you look at the statistics, the most violent region in the world today. So the importation of guns illegally and their misuse, the drug trafficking, the murders, and all of the issues which the police, the canoe, and others have to deal with, it's a regional problem.
Given the difficult circumstances, Ben outlined the importance of rehabilitation in the prison system, ensuring that inmates are prepared for reintegration into society upon their release.
We tell you now that 19-year-old Kavita Betsan, who was critically injured in a hit-and-run accident that resulted in the death of her daughter, died on Thursday. Her uncle-in-law, Ganesh Gomani, told the newsroom that Kavita succumbed to her injuries at the Georgetown Public Hospital around 11 hours.
Whenever we just came home from the hospital, he appears to be stable. And just like about minutes to 9 this morning, we received a message from Georgetown Public Hospital that his wife died. Well, to tell him this, that was so hard for us, for him to accept that, well, his wife died. Well, we made to understand from the hospital that she died from a broken ankle, a broken knee, a broken hip. Her spleen was removed and other organs of her body was removed. So this was how she died. And the driver of the car is still at large. But the police is trying their best. I be honest with you guys. They're working. They're really working. But we are still asking the family that if they can turn this guy in, that we can bring him to justice. You don't know what could happen in this time that he's running all over the place. So we're still asking that whoever knows anywhere about of this guy, or even if somebody is getting in contact with him, ask him to turn himself in, that we would give the police less stress, less headache, and this situation will never occur to another person again.
So see he in this condition to tell he that his wife passed away this morning. It was really heartbreaking. He was crying. He was asking us to take him there, and we said that we can't take you there. We take you home, and he was just like he's panic out in house. He's panic. He's panic. Turn yourself in and come in. That you did an accident. You should have been able to come out and help these people, and before you escape and you run, we're asking you can come out before you keep hiding all the time.
As investigators work to determine the cause of the fire which destroyed the maze schools on Wednesday, Fire Chief Gregory Wakeham said some of the most modern pieces of equipment, including 2 Bronto skylifts, were utilized to put out the inferno. However, Wakeham outlined that a number of challenges, such as sourcing of water, were confronted, though subsequently overcome. However, despite this, he said the fire service was dominant, thereby managing the situation.
I wouldn't generally say that the fire service capacity or equipment were tested, but I would say that our SOPs were put to work because there is a strategic plan as to how we deal with any fire. And so the fire of that magnitude required that we had turnout in Bahrain in that response. 10 fire tenders, which include 2 of our most sophisticated piece of equipment, 2 Bronto skylift that would have allowed our firefighters to have aerial capacity to fight the fire. We were able to surround the fire and stop it from generally spreading into other structures. We would have exhausted the water that was in the drain that is just south of the building. However, shuttle in where they went back and forth. Like I said, the support of Sheriff's Security Bowser and Bangladesh Bowser, they lend support to us for water also. There is a hydrant that is geographically placed that should be southwest of that building on the other street, but that when we turned up to use that hydrant, we found that that was hit by some vehicle, and so it was not connected. However, we managed to get water from nearby canals. As I speak, I can tell you that even yesterday, that hydrant was repaired. The firefighters were able to do a splendid job. I want to commend them. I also want to take this opportunity to commend public-spirited citizens who supported the staff of the school who helped to evacuate the children. That was splendid because that was a major concern, whether any of our children in the school would have been trapped or suffer as an account of the fire there. So we are glad they were all evacuated. The teachers, they all did a great job. We're still going through the rubbles, and as soon as we get that information that will lead us to determine the cause of the fire, we will release it to the public.
As the Lenten season begins, Guyanese citizens both at home and abroad, as well as Christians across the world, are invited to reflect on the spiritual journey that this 40-day period offers. In his message on Thursday, President Irfan Ali shared an uplifting reminder of the deeper purpose of Lent. Lent, a period observed by many Christians, is more than just a time of fasting. It is a time for reflection, repentance, and spiritual renewal.
This 40-day journey, inspired by Christ's own time in the wilderness, calls on believers to turn away from sin and draw closer to God. It is a time for self-examination, for deepening one's faith, and for embracing a spirit of humility and sacrifice. Through acts of charity and kindness, Christians reaffirm their commitment to love and loving each other as Christ has loved them. Indeed, this love extends beyond the embrace of Christians. It is a love for humanity, a love for each other's neighbors, and a love that prevaileth over everything else. Some persons voluntarily deny themselves earthly comforts, but Lent, we are told, is not merely about giving up something. It is about making space in our hearts for God's grace. It is an opportunity to strengthen one's faith, to find solace in prayer, and to renew one's commitment to living lives of righteousness and compassion.
In defense of the Police Service Commission and its recent promotions within the Guyana Police Force, Attorney General Arnold Landlal vehemently rejected claims that the Commission's actions were unlawful. Speaking during his Tuesday night Issues in the News commentary, Nandlal addressed assertions circulating on social media and in the public domain that the PSC's recent promotions of police officers were invalid due to the Commission's constitutionality.
The Chief Justice ruled that when you have to have the entire commission sworn in at the same time. If one is missing from the beginning, well, then there was never a commission in the first place. And that is what happened in the matter that the Chief Justice ruled in. That is not the position here. The position here, you had a full commission and one member died. So you have a vacancy. And the Constitution is very clear. The commission can perform its functions notwithstanding that vacancy. These subtle principles are lost on these who want to be the maker and shaper of public opinion and are pronouncing grandly and boldly on matters over which they have no competence whatsoever. So to draw attention to themselves, to put themselves in the news, they make the bold assertion that the Police Service Commission is unlawful, and therefore all the recommendations coming from the Commission for promotion of police officers are unlawful.
When the newsroom returns, we tell you about the abandoned New Amsterdam building now completely destroyed in a third fire incident. And we also tell you about the woman known as the Tire King in Georgetown. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. An abandoned building in New Amsterdam Region 6 was completely destroyed by fire on Thursday, marking the third time the building caught ablaze. The first fire occurred in December 2024 after firefighters responded to the first call. Hours later, another call was made when the building was observed on fire for a second time. The building is located next to the Churchview Hotel and the Naliko Nafico Insurance Company. Last year, police had suspected that the building was being used by vagrants. Meanwhile, Regional Fire Officer Clive MacDonald had confirmed that last year's second fire was an act of arson. For 41-year-old Natoya De Freitas, running a tire shop is more than just a job. It's a passion. For the past 12 years, she has dedicated herself to her business, Tire King, located at Dennis and Sheriff Streets in Georgetown. During an interview with the newsroom, she talks about how she continues to work tirelessly to ensure her customers receive the best service possible, even while 8 months pregnant.
It is not every day that you see a woman operating a tire shop, but for Natoya De Freitas, it is more than just a job.
I had a passion for tires because whenever I see somebody, if for example, if I see a vehicle on the road, the first thing I look at is their tires. And I would, if I'm walking, I would say, well, your tire needs air or something is wrong with your tire. I think your tire needs changing. That's the passion that I have for tires.
Natoya operates a Tire King shop, and even now, as she prepares to welcome her 5th child in just 4 weeks, she continues to work every day.
I'm a loving person, but don't get me too angry. You know, everybody have that side of them, you know, when you irritate them, but I try to be a better person. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I guess I'm a businesswoman. Yes, I've been operating about 12 years. It has been, well, you know, in business, sometimes you have challenges. Some days are good, some days are not so good, you know, but you can't give up. Especially when you have mouth to feed when the days come.
Despite her passion for doing what she loves, balancing work and family life is no easy task.
Sometimes when I get home, I'm so tired. All I want is my bed. But you know, my husband, when he's finished, he would come and he helps me out in a great deal. I can't ask for a better husband. You know, I would be able to go home. Well, I have big kids, and they would help out with the smaller ones. So it's not so much of a strain on me.
And even while her children are her motivation for her work, they do not share the same passion for the business. With 4 daughters, she hopes that her unborn son might one day carry on the legacy.
You notice my children don't have any interest in tire shop. They don't have any interest because when my big daughter comes out here, she says, "Mommy, I don't know how you does it." I guess you have to like what you're doing. And I love, like when I don't come to work, like I feel sick. You know, people would say, "Girl, I think you need to rest." But especially when you have so much responsibilities, you have rent, you have to feed your children.
Even with challenges, De Freitas remains committed to her work.
We work at 24 hours, except for the Sabbath. You can come here 2 o'clock in the morning, we are open. So you don't have to worry of where you can go to fix your tires. You won't be left on the road. If you need a plug, you know, if you're punctured, you can have a plug, or you can have a patch. Or we patch motorcycle tubes, bicycle tubes. Well, there's a lot of electric bike right now, so we look after them also. And we also sell tires. We have used and foreign use. We have motorcycle tires. We sell. You know, it's not much, but we have things that our customers would usually come for. Like if you come here and you like want to know, well, how to take off a tire, I can show you. I don't manually do it, but I can patch, right? I can plug, I can take off wheels, right? So I have a lot of knowledge about it. Like if I have a new staff, well, if they come and they don't know anything about tires, we would train them. And I could tell them, well, do not jack up the man vehicle there, because you have to have a specific place where you put a jack, because you can damage the vehicle. Well, we plan on establishing another location, yes, that's with time. But for now, we have it here, by God's grace. Well, my motto is, we can do all things through Christ, who strengthens us. Sometimes I feel like give up, because dealing with the public is not easy. Because some people, they have bad days, and whenever they come out, they will try to take it out on you. And even though you try to be nice, well, good morning, sir, how can I help you this morning? And his face alone will turn you off completely, or the way he speaks, the way he approach. So I tell them, well, don't worry with him. We want what is in his pocket. So once he give us that, we don't care how he behave. And we gotta try to be calm with them. Sometimes, girl, I just want to lash out. But you know what I said? I'm here to serve the public, and that is what I'm gonna do. And I'll try not to give up. Tire shop is it's really good. The experience is nice. You just gotta know, you gotta like it. And I love dealing with tires.
Attorney General Anil Nandlal has called on the Guyana Police Force to act quickly in response to reports that some neighborhood democratic councils are illegally selling or renting out state lands despite warnings from the government. The comments were made earlier this week following claims that the chairperson of the Buxton Fowls NDC was involved in such activities. Nandlal expressed deep concern over the unlawful practices and stressed that such actions are a violation of the country's constitution.
Those who are the authors of that sale in that local authority will have to face the full force of the law. Residents of the Buxton Fowls NDC have reported that the chairperson of the Buxton Fowls NDC is renting or selling state lands. A report has been made to the Guyana Police Force, and hopefully an investigation will be commenced. This issue, these are elected officials for an NDC. How can they be empowered to dispose of state lands? The custodian of state lands is the president. The president of Guyana has never, the constitution and the laws of Guyana has not given it to any other person other than the president. And there's a reason for that.
With prisoners now exposed to a series of training for self-improvement, there has been a significant decrease of instances whereby prisoners attack each other. Director of Prisons Acting Nicolon Elliott made this disclosure on Thursday while speaking at the opening of the Prison Service Senior Officers Conference. This improvement, Elliott strongly believes, is mainly due to the exposure of prisoners to various training opportunities.
The year 2024 was designated the year of transformation for the Guyana Prison Service, which saw several development changes, which was in keeping with the government's manifesto to address prison reform. This was also in alignment with the Prison Services Strategic Plan and mission statement to address condition of services for staff and other welfare-related matters, including training of prisoners and staff. In keeping with the services performance indicator, Minister, there is a significant reduction in the prison-to-prisoner incidents, which largely was due to prisoners attending the various training program, and this is quite commendable. A total of 44 incidents were recorded for the year 2024 at the 5 prison locations with a population of 2,000. A significant output for the service was registered with the achievement of 14% recidivism rate. For the year 2024, a total of 820 prisoners were exposed to various training opportunities, which did not meet the prison services expectations due to security challenges. However, prisoners were allowed to participate in several training programs, namely literacy and numeracy, skills training program in relation to technical and vocational training, along with behavior modification programs such as stress management, anger management, and conflict resolution.
Still to come, over 11,000 applications for gold scholarships received this year. Stay with us.
Wow, 50,000 done already? Oh gosh. I could do that little raise or even this cash grant right now.
Relax, Drama King. You here? Anywhere in store you can shop 50,000 or more and get the same value on selected items for free.
So you're trying to tell me I could spend 50,000 or more anywhere in this store and get back the same value on selected items?
Yes.
Between me and you, this thing legal or like you know somebody in it?
It's legal and it's genius. So let's clear out this aisle.
Let me go.
Welcome back. This is the newsroom. More than 11,000 individuals applied for scholarships through the Guyana Online Academy of Learning Gold program this year, according to the body's director, Jacob Opodei. After the Gold team reviews all of the applications, awardees will be notified. Already, nearly 30,000 scholarships have been awarded since 2020. The amount surpasses the initial pledge of 20,000 scholarships outlined in the People's Progressive Party Civic 2020 to 2025 manifesto.
This year is one of our best years in terms of enrollment. Our deadline closed February 28, and we're happy to say that we have 11,600 applications, out of which we are sure that we will exceed our target of giving scholarship to 9,000. We're doing well so far. By yesterday, over 6,000 are qualified, but our staff are working behind to make sure they do their due diligence. And as I tell to people, it's not when you get your degree, it's what degree you have. And whether you get yours yesterday and I get mine today, we are both qualified. Nobody gets more kudos because they finished before. And we are dealing with online program that provide you the flexibility to be able to manage work, life, and study. So this is not a question of race over who finished first, who finished last. And we have explained that we will support them all the way to make sure that they get what they wanted.
The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, has been receiving new equipment to expand and improve the services offered to patients, but the introduction of new items requires more electricity. As such, the hospital is spending huge sums to expand its electricity supply. This is according to the corporation's Chief Executive Officer, Robbie Rambaran.
And we're buying generator for our health centers to ensure whenever there is a power outage that there is continuity of our service. And even here, with all these investments that we have been making over the past couple of years, equipment being bought, new equipment that are being bought, we have to upgrade our electrical here. So that will cost us a big chunk as well. We have to build out a new electrical load center. We actually started last year. So that's a huge cost to about $100 million with the generator and everything to set that up. So we are really excited about this year capital budget, that we can have these services, and ultimately patient care is our business, and we want to ensure that we have available, so it gives no one any excuses. And then simultaneously we are working on developing our human resources.
When the newsroom returns, financial, weather and bridge reports along with sport news with Avinash Ramzan. That's it for me, Kurt Campbell. Stay with us.
Here at Kissoon's Furniture, you can create a home you love. There's a style for everyone at a price anyone can afford. Shop in store today. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Let's have some fun with toys and games. We're number one, educational and entertaining. That's our aim. Game Express, join the game. From Wilton cakes to helium balloons, we've got everything. From morning to noon, costumes for parties. Let your imagination fly. Game Express will take you high.
you for contacting Ennet. Ennet Fiber Expert Aaliyah speaking. You're looking for supercharged fiber and value for your money, sir? Well, that's what we do like every day. We have 3 amazing plans. It looks like you're in our home pass area. So you can get supercharged fiber from 8,900 with 300 meg and TVs included. That's over 100 channels. Oh, your son loves video games and your wife works from home? Yeah, you definitely need more speed. We've got 600 megs for 13,100 a month. We know it's amazing. We can go as fast as 1,000 megs too. Hold up, am I picking up sports fan vibes? I knew it. That's why TV is always included. You'll take it? Excellent. Please hold. Imagine when I tell him he gets free installation and we'll set him up in up to 10 days. Call us to supercharge your fiber.
Welcome back to Newsroom. Now for a look at what's happening in sport. We're starting off with some cricket news. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, seen here on the left, picked up career best figures of 6 for 17, and fellow fast bowler Niall Smith 4 for 21 as Guyana Harpy Eagles bowled out Jamaica Scorpions for 44 in 25.5 overs in the second session of Day 2 on Thursday. Scorpions were responding to the Harpy Eagles' first innings score of 339 in round 4 of the West Indies 4-day championship. Such was the dominance of Ali Mohammed and Smith that no Scorpions batter reached double figures, with the most runs off the bat by an individual player being Javel Glenn's 5. Extras top scored with 17, including 10 no balls, all bowled by Smith. Earlier, Harpy Eagles were bowled out for 339, with Kevin Anderson making 116, Matthew Nandu 61, and Kimal Savory 48, as Odin Smith took 5 for 68.
Short delivery fended, and that's into the gully region. That's the end of the Jamaica innings. They fall for 44. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed ends with 6 for 17. Let's take a look at the replay on this one again.
Good delivery. And Tamari Redwood stood no chance. Body line delivery. All he had to do is try to fend it. He just fend it to that slip corner region. And a 6-wicket haul for Ali Mohammed. Well deserved as well. And of course, Niall Smith with his 4, both players, and combine and destroy the Scorpions for a mere 44 in 26 overs.
Yeah, really poor batting performance by the Jamaica Scorpions, but an excellent bowling performance by the Guyana Harpy Eagles. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed on the screen there, as well as Niall Smith, bowl unchanged from lunch. They actually bowled through. The two of those gentlemen have bowled for 2 hours exactly, Penny, because they started after the lunch break and they bowled right up to the tea break.
Now, primary school cricket came into sharp focus on Thursday morning in Georgetown when key stakeholders gathered for the launch of the 3rd annual Republic Bank 5 for Fun nationwide competition. The banking institution has teamed up with the Guyana Cricket Board, Cricket West Indies, the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport to provide a platform for budding talents to thrive. Representatives of those bodies spoke at the launch with the recurring themes, the opportunity, and praises for Republic Bank for yet again committing as the main partner.
The 5 for Fun program and competition structure will be divided into 4 key stages. The coaching sessions where you have team preparation, Republic Bank 5 for Fun zonal preliminary matches, Republic Bank 5 for Fun county playoff matches, and then we have the Republic Bank 5 for Fun festival finals. The proposed dates for these activities will start with the in-school training from March 10 to 28. The preliminary competition will begin on April 28 through May 9th. Then you have the zonal finals, June 2nd to June 6th. And finally, the country final, or the Republic Bank 5 for Fun finals day, on June 11th.
Cricket West Indies and the GCB are committed to this partnership with Republic Bank Limited, the government, and other stakeholders to expand cricket opportunities at the national and regional level for both boys and girls.
As Nelson Mandela once said, sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Today, Republic Bank stands proudly behind this powerful idea. Using the power of sports to positively shape young lives, sports instill crucial values and life skills in our nation's youth, such as discipline, teamwork, and healthy lifestyle. That is why we are so passionate about initiatives like the 5 for Fun program.
So the government of Guyana, through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport and the National Sports Commission, as you're all aware, have placed a high premium on investing in the sustained development of our athletes across the sporting divide by initiating and supporting the academies amongst the 12 core sports, and cricket is one of the 12 core sports. This approach, like the Republic Bank Fight for Fun program, will build, strengthen, and sustain the development of cricket in Guyana and, by extension, the West Indies.
Here is where we are exposing our students at the primary school level so that they understand the dynamics, they understand the fundamentals, they understand the importance of this whole sport, more so cricket. And of course, as somebody mentioned, this is a very lucrative sport. Once you invest significantly, and investing meaning personally, professionally, as an individual, once you have invested into it, and I heard that from our Assistant Director of Sports, then ultimately this is what is your career projection. So you don't have to be with a fancy tie and a fancy jacket and you're sitting behind a fancy desk and a chair and a nice office. That doesn't mean that you're earning, a lucrative package. But sports overarchingly can propel you to realize your fullest potentials and making you that individual that you aspire to become.
Tell you now that Guyana's bid to reach the regional women's Super 50 final was thwarted by persistent rain at Warner Park, St. Kitts, forcing their final league match against Trinidad and Tobago to be abandoned. The no result meant that Guyana finished third in the table with 28 points, behind Trinidad and Tobago on 32 and table toppers Barbados on 35. A win was crucial for Guyana to progress. As a result, Barbados will now play Trinidad and Tobago in Friday's final. Guyana, who were runners-up to Jamaica last year, will face Jamaica in the third-place playoff at Connery Sports Club on the same day. Earlier, Guyana were bowled out for 108 in 45.2 overs, with Shabika Gajnabi's patient 51 the only significant contribution. Ashmini Munisar added 19, but the batting struggled against Trinidad and Tobago's Karishma Ramharak with 3 for 14 and Amelia Khan with 3 for 18. In their short innings, Trinidad 8 overs before the rain arrived.